I wanted to take a moment today to basically introduce you to Canva. So if you already have Canva, you can skip this class. But if you are new to Canva, we are going to be using it a lot. We're going to be using Canva throughout our entire course in order to design our cards, in order to literally make everything. So it's very important that you become familiar with it. So this is a very basic introduction. Of course, after this class, I do encourage you to use Canva, play with Canva, and explore it, and maybe go also online or on YouTube to find more videos. I do recommend that at any point, if you have a question and I do not answer it in this video, simply go to YouTube and then type in the YouTube search bar, how do I, let's think about it. How do I add specific color to my Canva? Anything that you are doing that you are looking for, you simply just need to Google it and find a video about it. And I promise you, somebody out there has already come across that problem and has already created a solution for it. So let's do the intro. So please ignore all of this stuff underneath. This is already my creations, everything that I have created prior. So ignore all of that. Just pretend that this is a white canvas. Now, if you have free Canva, just understand you are a little bit more restricted. Again, you can create everything from the free platform. However, you do not have access to certain tools. If you have the paid Canva, of course, you have access to everything. So the first thing we want to understand is the create button. So of course, if we want to create a project or anything at all, this is where we want to start. So you simply create. And we want to just scan down here. So you have presentation, social media. Essentially what these are is they're predetermined templates. These are templates that they have already created to make it easy. So think of Canva kind of like your iPhone. It's user-friendly. It already does things for you. It's designed to be that way. It is amazing once you get to know it. It is so easy to use, but of course it takes a little bit of practice. Just like when you got your iPhone, your new iPhone, it takes a minute. So whenever we create anything in general, what we're going to use is custom size. This is normally the format that we'll be using. So if you click here, please ignore this. I can't get rid of this for some reason. As you can see here, you can choose the units: inches, millimeters, centimeters. Oftentimes we will use inches, and then you can put that in. They also, once again, give you pre-designed templates that are very popular that you can also use. So let's just say I'm going to use the 7x5. It's going to bring you to a blank space. So it's going to give you essentially the 7x5 format. Now, the other very important things that we want to look at is elements, text. The brand is not necessary unless you want to create a logo or something. See, add logos, colors. Literally, Canva will do almost anything. It is pretty impressive. Uploads are where you've uploaded any videos. So I can go onto my desktop, like this picture here of myself. I can drag and drop a picture of myself onto the center here, and it will upload. So whenever you drag and drop anything, a file, a picture, an image, it will be on the uploads. Now, tools. I have never really used tools. Haven't gotten to it yet, but it's clearly like drawing, shapes, lines, sticky notes. I'm sure this could be something that I could have used at some point. Now that I think about it, I'm sure it would have been handy, but for some reason I've just ignored it. But feel free to play with it. I'm sure as well, once you guys play with this, you're going to find certain things that I teach you that you might get better at than me. You might find better ways to do it. I just did it my way, but there is no right or wrong way. As long as you get there, that's the most important thing. This is projects. So once you create one of these, this will be in a project file. So as you can see, I have several projects here. You can also put them in folders. Again, I'm very messy. I don't do that, but they are there. And then the apps. I, once again, have not used the apps. There is AI generation. So you see, I don't have anything really here except for Magic Morph, which I don't even know what it is. I'm assuming I think it's just showing you here how to do it. So if you want to morph, I think an image, can border, I have no idea, but you can discover here and you can look into it. Again, I've just kept it simple for myself, but you feel free to do whatever you want to do. Next, we have Magic Media. We're going to be using this app quite a bit if you are going to be designing your cards or anything through Canva. So Magic Media essentially is kind of like digital AI art. So you can basically put a description in here. You can use landscape or portrait. Make sure that you do that first. So let's just say I want to put a landscape. You can just choose a style, different styles, so it will make whatever you type in there in that style. So let's just say I want to use this one, a land filled with butterflies and magical creatures. I'm literally making it up. So you press create and it will generate something for you. It will give you certain options. You can choose those. You've also got, there you go. So it'll give you like different designs. So you can use this for the background of your cards. You can use this for your actual card cover or anything at all for the actual cards themselves. You can do graphics, you can do videos, and you can do 3D. This is a new one apparently. Next, photos. Now, photos is great if you want to find like backgrounds. I use photos a lot for things like red background. So whenever I do my cards, I tend to use the type of background like a flat color or a color with a bit of texture. Sometimes this is what I use, but you can literally write anything here, like a pink duck. Okay, maybe it's not pink, a dead duck. But oh, there you go. So it'll give you a pink duck or different ducks. Like it'll give you so many options in here. So have a look. It also has the option of music. Now, I'm not quite sure what the rights of this are. So if you're going to use it for like making videos or promotional videos, just understand that when it comes to music, you just got to make sure that you have the rights to use that music. Videos is also fantastic if you want to make promotional content or YouTube videos, whatever you want. Again, I've used this a ton. I do believe that this is royalty free. So I use them on my YouTube channels all the time just to create fun videos or promotional videos once again. Now, background. This is another one where you can do backgrounds and patterns, grades. I use the photos for that, but you can obviously use this as well. I don't think it really makes much of a difference. Again, explore. You've got charts. This is a folder, and this is some of our stuff that my husband and I have been using. So this is something that you probably won't have there. He's probably downloaded these too, so that would make sense. So that is essentially the simple part of Canva. Now I'm going to show you a couple of more things that you are probably going to need to use in Canva. Very simple things such as, let's for instance use, let me think. Okay, we're going to go with the theme of the angel. Okay. So let's just see these angel wings. Now, this is, for instance, something that you will not be able to use if you have free Canva. So one of the things, of course, let's just say I want to use these angel wings for my Canva. Now, one of the coolest features that Canva has is, for instance, background remover. This essentially literally takes out the background and leaves me just the wings. So if I press this, it will literally just give me the wings. Very cool feature. Now, if you want to do even more exploring on details, you can go to edit. And here is where essentially you can adjust. Let's just say you want to adjust the lighting. You want to make it brighter. You can make it tinted. Ooh, pink wings. We love that. Highlights, shadows, whites. This is where you basically mess with the picture a little bit. Then they have very cool features like filters. So if you want to, for instance, fix your skin tone, or this is like a face retouch, an autofocus, a blur. This is a very cool feature that I use a lot to make my YouTube videos. You can basically put shadows in the background. You can put a bit of a backdrop, angles. It is very fun. And then, of course, you have textures. I haven't played too much with these things as much. You also have a brush here, foreground, background, text, erase. So like I mentioned, there's a lot. Once again, this is something that you very much want to spend time and play with. Other features that are very important are over here. See more right here. So this one is going to be very important, the transparency, when we are going to be using a template in the background. And we're going to be placing an image on top of it, and we're going to essentially dim the image so that we will be able to see the template underneath. I'm going to show you an example now so it makes sense. All right, so as you can see, you will see me creating this whole thing, this whole Oracle deck later on in the videos, unless you are coming back to this later. So for instance, this is how you design the box. Now, if I click the image, as you can see, the color is there, and I click the transparency and go down behind it, now you can see the template. So when we are going to be designing anything, essentially, we're probably going to keep it about there. And then once you're done, you just pop the transparency all the way forward. But that way you'll be able to use the template and keep everything within the margins of the template. Okay, so another cool feature that we can use as well is positions. Okay, this one you're gonna be needing this quite a bit. So let's just say, okay. So as you can see right now, the smoke is in front of the wings. So when you go to positions, you can move the smoke at the back behind it. Forward, back, and there are going to be multiple layers. You can do all the way to the front, all the way to the back if I have multiple things. This is, again, a very important feature. Top, left. So all of the little things here that help. You can also be very specific. I had to use this with my Oracle cards when I had to put specific measurements in there, so I made everything look the same. You can also lock it in. So when you lock something in, you're locking in that ratio. So another thing that you're going to do maybe is you want to double the image, duplicate page. This will keep the same lock-in. We often duplicate the images. You'll find this out later when we're creating multiple cards or anything like that, or you want to keep the same template kind of thing. And over here, of course, you can do copy, page style, paste, duplicate, delete page, hide page, so on and so forth. So I'm going to delete that. The crop here, so for instance, let's just say I only want one wing. You can crop, for example, and use one wing as well. You can also flip the wing. So if you go over here where it says flip, you can flip it that way, or you can flip it upside down. Just other features here and there. This is pretty much the basics, guys. We also have design. So if you want to have some kind of a template pre-made for you to use as an example, this is a great feature. So let's just say I want to make a flyer. So it'll give me templates, Christmas card. There we go. Change them around however you like. Put your picture in the background. You can do all sorts of things. Of course, we're talking about the Oracle cards, but I'm just showing you this feature because there might be something in there that you might like, especially later on when you want to promote your product or advertise your cards or anything like that. This might be a great tool to use for that. If you want to, let's just see, tarot cards. There we go. So as you can see, it can give you a ton of great, like, beginning tarot. You can put all your cards in here to promote them. There are just so many amazing features. Now, if you don't have a logo yet, I do suggest that you create one. You can create a logo if you go to the apps, for instance, Logo Maker. You can download that, use all of the features in here. You can also use the elements there. Just type in logo again, and it'll give you templates. So generate image as well. I'm sure you can use the AI tool here, the Magic Media, to create a logo. You literally just type in, I need a logo. So this can also like give you like samples like this. And just a reminder, guys, you can put this here, and if you only like the design but you don't like the background, remember you have a background remover and you can just keep that. So just get creative with it. Again, don't be afraid to play with it. Spend some time every day just having an idea and just playing with it, but also don't take yourself too seriously. Some of the things that I found very useful, for instance, in Canva is the elements. I use the elements all the time. So let's just say you want something very specific in your mind. Just type it in here. So let's just say you want a gold frame. You just literally need to type that in. And you're going to get a gold frame. Or you can say gold vintage frame. Voila. Or you can get vintage decor. So again, this might be images. See, we're at photos here, so you can actually choose it here as well. So I don't want the photos. What I want is graphics. Okay, so the graphics shows are very different, and you can play with this as well. You can also change the colors up here. And with the color, guys, you can also add a color. So let's say that you love a color, but you don't have the color down here. You just press this. You pick a color, and then you can essentially do that, and then it adds the color there. So you actually have that color added to the collection, and here's the number of it. So when you type it in here, there's the color. You can, of course, make it bigger, make it smaller. You can flip it. You can edit the image. All images you can edit. You can do whatever you want with any of these. So feel free once again to play. As I mentioned, if you're not quite sure what to do, please go on YouTube or Google and literally ask Google, how do I explain it to Google on Canva? It will give you an answer. You will find a solution. That is how I figured it out. Also, Canva, the beautiful thing about it, just like your iPhone, they update software all the time. So there's always new features and always friendly to use features that they introduce every single time. But I will go through with you step by step on how to create the cards. Don't you worry. And if you need to stop, go back, replay, ask, you'll get the hang. You'll eventually get the hang of it. Just be patient with yourself. It took me a minute. I didn't figure this out in overnight. So once again, guys, go to Canva now and just play. And again, I just remembered text here. The text is all here, but they also give you templates down here. So it makes it, again, user-friendly if you like any of these texts. But in general, what you're going to do is you can either add a text box, and up here you have all of the fonts. They have a ton of fonts that you can use. And of course, up here, there is the size. You can center it. You can put it to the side. You can make it thick. You can give it a color. So very user-friendly, very simple. I thought I'd just give you a quick introduction to Canva. And one final thing before I forget, you can also resize things. So as we saw here, this was, I believe, 5x7. You also have the option to resize. So you can change that. Search size option. So let's just say I want to do 14. Copy and resize. So it will create this in a different size. So open, and then the product has been resized. So again, everything that you need, you will find on Canva. All right, guys, I will see you in your next lesson. Best of luck.